So what's up guys, my name's Seth, you're watching Petrol 360, and today we're starting on a new project in the new garage. First project in the new garage, and from the title you've already guessed what we're doing. That's right, we're going to start building a motorcycle. Now it's not the first motorcycle I've built. I've got another motorcycle, here's a photo of it. I did another video on it you can check out. It's an old 77 Yamaha. I got it running, riding, turned into a little cafe racer. It's a ton of fun. But ever since I started working on that bike, I've seen this style of motorcycle, and I've really wanted to start on it. So today, that's what we're gonna do. So cut to the intro. So when I mean motorcycle, I don't mean a real motorcycle. I mean a motor vehicle. This isn't gonna be street legal. So if anybody's watched like OCC choppers or anything, they know that the first part of a motorcycle you get is the frame, because that's where everything's gonna build off of. So I cruised around Craigslist and found a deal on a frame. Pretty good, nothing crazy or anything like that, about normal for this type of budget, but it was local and it was the right price, so I grabbed it. And well, here it is. So, I know what you're thinking. I said motorcycle, and that is obviously not a motorcycle. So, the whole idea of this is a motorized bike. If you cruise around, you know, internet anytime, you can find tons of videos of motorized bikes and stuff like that. The real idea behind this was when I was in college, I was building my motorcycle, I was researching all kinds of motorcycles, and I found board track racers. Go Google them, find out more information about them. I can't tell you everything about them, but they're old motorcycles, like 1905 to like 1920, like old motorcycles, and they're essentially just bikes with motors on them. Now, a technical board track racer is one to go racing with. Mine's not going to be that, obviously. I'm going to have a clutch and brakes and all that kind of stuff. So this isn't going to be a board track racer, but it's being done in the style of board track racer, which is essentially a bicycle with a motor on it. This is just a bicycle. This is a beach cruiser frame. It is a Huffy Cannon Brook, something, I don't know. It's obviously a girl's bike. The reason I went with this bike in particular, it's a steel frame so I can weld to it, and it wasn't a vintage bike. I didn't want to tear up a vintage bike for this project. Those things are cool in their own right, so I don't want to go cutting one up for no reason at all. Again, it was cheap, it does what I need it to do, and it's going to hold the motor I want to use. I've been dreaming of this build since college, so it's been like 5 or 6 years I've wanted to do this build, and the full build that I want to do is going to be a Predator 212, which is Harbor Freight's little 212cc, like 6.5 horsepower 4-stroke engine. I really want to build one of those, make it a true motorcycle, don't have pedals at all, but I figured why not go ahead and start, and this will be my test run. So that's going to take us to the motor I have for this one, and so we've already got that, showed up in the mail today, so let's check it out. So I'll go ahead and ask your forgiveness. I've never unboxed anything. This is the first time I've unboxed anything on the channel, so, but I thought it'd be really cool. There's tons of other unboxing videos on this type of engine setup. Once we see it, you'll kind of know what's going on here. I mean, most of people who know about this already know what's going on, base of the box. This is the drivetrain for the motorcycle. This is the motor, the transmission, if you want to call that, gas tank, everything inside of this box. And it says made in China on the side, so we know it's good. So once we get it opened up, we find a bunch of boxes and a brochure with no name brand, nothing on it, of course. It's probably, well, it's not too bad. It's pretty good English, so props to them on that. So I guess we'll go ahead and start with the biggest. I think this is going to be, holy cow. I've got controls, throttles, and looks like a choke clutch cable, not choke, but clutch. And the motor itself, wow, it's heavy. And voila, voila, we have our motor. This is what's gonna be powering our motorcycle. So if the box didn't give it away and the motor doesn't give it away, this is a eBay, Amazon, Chinese motorized bike kit. I got this one off eBay. It was like $90. It's supposedly an 80cc two-stroke. It's everything in that box. I can put it on the bike now and I can go ride around this afternoon. I'm not gonna do that, but that's the whole deal behind this. I found these kits a long time ago. They used to be like $150 or so. They've dropped in price, which is really cool. But yeah, this is what most people are doing when they're doing motorized kits, when they're doing replica board track racers, which is kind of what I'm doing. It's like a replica vintage motorcycle or something like that. This is not what I wanted to use, but it's so cheap, it's so easy, why not, especially for a test run. So yeah, I picked it up, came in 2 weeks, shipped from the US. First impressions of it are exactly what I thought it'd be. Casting sucks. It is shiny though, but I mean, oh wow. It's all here. So we're gonna dig into the kit a little bit more. I'm gonna show you what all's in there if you don't already know or haven't looked at it. We're not gonna install the kit, but we're gonna talk about modification we're gonna have to do to the bike frame, and we're gonna start working on that too. So there we go, this is it. This is a motorcycle in a box, kind of. This is everything that comes in the kit. Motor, gas tank, controls, this is chain, sprocket, no earthly idea. It's got the coil, exhaust, chain tensioner, clutch handle, spark plug, fuel filter, fuel lines, some springs, and all the other hardware to mount the sprocket, I guess. I don't know, we're gonna dig into it a little bit more. Overall, I'm fairly impressed, honestly. I've been looking at these bike kits for a long time. I've watched tons of reviews on them. I've watched tons of unboxing videos on them. And you get stuck in your head that it's $100 and it's gonna be complete junk. And you know, it's obviously not quality, but it's much better than I thought it was gonna be. Some of this stuff is lousy, some of it's okay. Motor's okay, the chain, the sprocket is much thicker than I thought it was gonna be. The grips feel decent, the controls themselves are junk. The clutch cable and throttle cable actually seem pretty good too. And the clutch lever is decent. It seems all right. Stuff I can use for sure. The cool part about this whole thing is I'm finding, now that I've opened the box, I've looked at it, I'm solving problems already kind of in my head as the build goes. I'm obviously gonna build my own gas tank. That's one of the main features on any board track racer is the in-frame gas tank. That's the main modification that we're gonna do. One of the issues I was having was gas filler neck. To buy a bung style kit to weld in is like $30, $35. I know that's not crazy expensive, but stuff like that adds up. And honestly, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this one off and I'm gonna weld it on there. It's just a standard style, but it would look correct, and it's vintage as well, which is nice. But yeah, we're not gonna install any of this tonight. What we are gonna do is we're gonna cut that tube and we're gonna find out what the diameter is and what the thickness is so I can order a tube. I'm gonna have a buddy from work bend up new tubes. We need to do a new lower tube, a center tube, and a top tube to hug around the gas tank. So that's the next mission for tonight. So back to cutting things up. So the next step, what we're doing is I'm just gonna take a chunk out of this top tube. Don't freak out too much. This top tube can't stay here anyway. The motor literally won't fit in here. So worst case scenario, if I don't do a new bottom tube, this has to go, and I'm gonna have to put my two other tubes up here for the gas tank. But I'm just gonna take off a little like 2-inch section just so I can take it to a buddy at work. He's gonna tell me what I need to order to get new of this that he can actually bend, because he's gonna do the bending for me because I don't have a bender. So all right, cool, I've got my little chunk. This is literally all I need. So I'm just gonna take this to my buddy at work. He's gonna tell me, you know, what size it is, thickness wise. We're probably gonna go with 1 inch diameter. I think this is 1 1/4. I think 1 inch will look more period correct, and that's what he can bend, so I'm kind of stuck with that anyway. But that's kind of it for this episode. Kind of looked at what this project is, what it's gonna be. If you don't know what this is gonna look like, go and look up Wolf Creative Customs on Instagram. He's a really cool guy in California. He builds stuff like this, but he does it way better than I ever could. A lot of my inspiration came from him, so make sure to check him out and shout out to him. But yeah, so from here we're gonna be ordering tube, hopefully do that tomorrow. Then I'm gonna have my buddy bend it, and to do that I'm gonna come up with some measurements. I'm gonna separate these two halves and come up with my radiuses and get those bent, so then I can actually cut these off and start welding them together. Do that at my dad's shop. But this gives us a good start, and then from there we can start looking at gas tank. Once we get the gas tank finished, we can, you know, worry about paint finishing and getting rid of the ugly seat and blue pedals and, you know, making it look like it's old. But yeah, thanks for catching up on this part of the video. If you haven't already, follow on Instagram. I'll probably throw up a couple pictures of this, not too much. But look out for the next videos. If they're already out yet, check the description, they'll be down there. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.